Remember going outside? Remember that thing that we took for granted? Greetings and welcome back to Pop Culture Recap, a series where I break down the past month's entertainment news, and you'd think there wouldn't be any because of the whole coronavirus lockdown pandemic thing, but you'd be wrong. I hope you're all keeping safe and well, and let's have a look at some of the news. So we're all in the same boat with this coronavirus thing. All quarantined in our homes. We all have to have we're all being told to stay at home. But for some reason, celebrities are still I'm trying to remain relevant through all of this, and because they're out of a job and they're bored. So there's just numerous videos online of all these celebrities crying in their mansions about the struggles of lockdown. They're just, oh yeah, pardon me as I cry into my $100 bills. This is so sad. Meanwhile, I would give like anything to spend lockdown in a mansion. All these celebrities, if they're still trying to crave attention because they can't do their actual way of craving attention. Robert Downey Jr., actor of Iron Man. I'm pretty much told everyone on social media to not take any notice of these celebrities at this current point in time because they don't know what it's like to be us when they're in their mansions. So just forget about them, and that's a really good thing for him to actually say. He isn't just trying to hop on the bandwagon and crave attention. I, for one, am taking Taika Waititi's advice and just taking the lockdown as a chance to get exercise in. But oh no, Taika Waititi isn't allowed to say that because that's apparently fat-phobic for some reason. So yeah, let's just not condone exercise. Famous talk show host Ellen DeGeneres is in hot water at the moment because she made a joke on a show about life in her mansion being comparable to life in prison because, and I quote, I have worn the same clothing for 10 days and everyone here is gay. Comedy. No seriousness though, it was an extremely poor taste. Ellen crying in a mansion. She doesn't have any of the struggles of your average Joe Blog off the street, well, off their house. And there was a Madonna with some weird video of like her in a bathtub, like acting really peculiar, talking as if she was the one behind coronavirus.
And what's terrible about it is what's great about it. What's terrible about it is it's made us all equal in many ways.
And she was like kind of saying that, the earth will heal, we all need to stick together. Just, yeah, we don't need celebrities to tell us this. Like, at the current point in time, your job isn't particularly useful. Like, the live aspect of your own job is taken away, and suddenly you just panic and try to crave attention on the internet. And the last celebrity thing that I was forced to entertain over the quarantine was a combination of my two least favourite things. Imagine by John Lennon celebrities trying to sing. A gal Gadot started a video where all these celebrities came and like sung like online a line are in addition to John Lennon's Imagine, a song I absolutely cannot stand. But that's kind of not the point. Like, they sing it horribly anyway. But it was also, again, them just trying to crave attention. I know what they were trying to do. They were trying to do the thing of the video in Italy of a guy playing trumpet from his house in isolation. But the difference with that and this one was that the guy in Italy was A, not a celebrity, and B, wasn't recording himself doing it. It was someone else recording them. All these celebrities are taking it upon themselves to do it, as if we asked them to do it or something. And the irony of a song with the lyrics, imagine there's no positions being sung exclusively by the rich people in their mansions, is lost on no one. It is, however, interesting to see how all these other companies names are handling the quarantine. 21 Pilots, for instance, released a new song and music video, and that was good. It was wholesome entertainment, and they weren't trying to be pretentious about it. They were just, hey, we'll wrote a song about the lockdown. And it was cool. But then there's companies like the Marvel Comics who were just pushing on oblivious to all of this and going ahead with their plans. And that's how we ended up with them releasing plans for their new The Warriors comic line. Now, the new Warriors, for those of you who aren't aware, was a late 90s superhero team, and my personal favourite superhero comic of all time. So it makes me sad to see that they are trying to absolutely tarnish their name in the midst of all of this. And look, I wouldn't mind. I'd be happy if it was just like a standard comic reboot. But oh boy, everyone's complained about it. So let's have a look, shall we? So the third team in Marvel Comics to have the mantle of the Warriors, but they've tried to do something new and interesting and come up with entirely unique heroes for the modern age. Absolutely hilarious, because they're obviously made by like a 50-year-old trying to act hip and cool with the young people. So here are the new heroes that Marvel announced for this comic book. First we have Trailblazer, a regular kid scooped up into the world of teenage superhero. Her magic backpack is actually a pocket dimension with seemingly infinite space, from which she can pull out useful random objects. But that's Dora the Explorer. Like, Then we have Screen Time, a meme-obsessed super teen whose brain becomes connected to the internet after becoming exposed to his grandfather's experimental internet gas. Now we can see a more augmented reality and real-time maps, and can instantly Google any fact. His power is the internet. First of all, how lame is that? How is that helpful in any situation in combat? And what the hell is experimental internet gas? I'm so confused. What does this even mean? But it gets worse. We have B negative. I'm a teen vampire, so it's I'm just the itchy goth. And then, oh boy, then we have the last two, and I'm not making this up. The last two are actually called Snowflake and Safe Space. It reads, as psychic twins, Snowflake, a cryo-kinetic, can materialize snowflake-shaped shuriken projectiles for throwing. Safe Space can materialize pink force fields, but he can't inhabit them himself. The effect only works if he's protecting others. Hyper-aware of modern culture and optics, and the superheroics as a post-ironic meditation on using violence to combat bullying. And it should be noted that I'm Snowflake, is non-binary, and the person came up with this obviously didn't think that it was offensive in any way to call a non-binary superhero Snowflake. On a base argument, I understand what you're trying to say, because the new Warriors is an inclusive group. You're trying to push it into the new era, but this is just pandering. Like, everyone on the internet agrees, even the people whose politics line up with this. I'm telling Marvel Comics to stop pandering, and perhaps focus more on the pandemic sweeping the country. Perhaps. Back on the topic of epidemic, and it's never been more acceptable to sit at home and play video games all day, which is what I've been doing. But even despite that, even despite that we're saving lives by doing so, there's still the people who are trying to just vilify us and poke fun. There's this article here that shows apparently what your average hardcore gamer will look like in 20 years. I don't know how many scientists they talk to come up with this, but this is terrifying. Yes, I know they aren't talking that the average gamer will end up looking like this. They're talking about the hardcore people. I'm a game every hour of every day. But even still, if that was the case, I would still be concerned for your average office worker, who are pretty much doing the same exact situation. It's basically just a bunch of fear mongering by the older people who are like, oh yeah, the video games are bad. So yeah, and that's about it. I'm afraid, obviously, in quarantine, all the other news has just been postponed to end of the year or next year. So who knows if I'll even do a video next month. Until then, stay safe, staying healthy. We keep talking to people. Don't become a hermit. The internet's a thing, and I'll probably come out with a few other videos in the next couple of weeks, because I don't have anything else to do, even more so now. But until then, farewell.